everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Hildebrandt, Public Information Officer with the Fairfax County Fire and Rescue Department. We're here today to talk about fire safety education. We're going to give you some tips, and we're also going to teach you how you can talk to your kids about fire safety. We are going to be taking questions, so if you have any, please write them in the comments and we'll get to them. If we don't get to your question, don't worry, we'll answer them afterwards. Just a note before we start, we are coming to you live from Fire Station 40, so you might hear some beeps and sounds. There's a lot going on. Our firefighters are working to keep our residents safe. So let's get started. Today with me, I have life safety educator Nikki Wilkins.
Hello.
And career firefighter Julie Sin.
Hello.
So Nikki, tell me a little bit about what you do for the department and what services Fairfax County offers to kids in terms of fire safety.
Well, one of our most popular services are our puppet shows, and in those shows we talk to children about keeping themselves safe from lighters and matches and how to create and prevent fires through a family escape plan. We also visit our older adult centers on a monthly basis, and we provide safety education on fire safety as well as on other unintentional injuries that are pertinent to their community. In addition to that, we visit a variety of other groups and organizations, including parents and caregivers of young children, teenagers, places of worship, and local businesses.
All right, excellent. And Julie, tell us a little about what you do and how firefighters interact with kids in the community.
Well, first of all, hello everyone. My name's Julie, and I've been with Fairfax County as a firefighter and EMT for 10 years now. We like to interact with the community. We help out with the life safety puppet shows by coming to the schools and play schools and making sure that kids are familiar with the firefighters dressed up in their gear because there is a bit of noise and it looks a little scary, so we make sure that they're comfortable with seeing the firefighters in their gear and making sure that they know that firefighters and EMTs are here to help. We also help by going to classrooms throughout the community with the Life Safety Initiative, Project Safe Initiative, and there we talk to the third graders about more in-depth information on life safety.
All right, great. Oh, see, calls coming in, never stops. So Julie, you've been a firefighter for 10 years, so I'm sure you've seen a lot of fires. What would you say are some of the more common causes that you see of house fires?
Well, surprisingly, most of the fires that we see are started by relatively common things. For example, unattended cooking, improperly disposed of fireplace ashes and cigarettes, smoking materials, also heaters that are not being used properly. For example, they're set too close to sofas, furniture, curtains, things of that nature. And then also fires are started by arson and sometimes electrical problems.
All right, great. And what's something that everyone can do to protect themselves in case there is a fire?
Well, the number one thing that every family, every household in the county, nationwide should have is a properly working smoke alarm. That's the number one thing that can help let people know if there's a fire and that they need to get out of the house.
Julie, I actually have a fire or smoke alarm here.
Perfect.
You want to show everybody how to use it?
This is what a smoke alarm looks like. And again, I'm sure you've seen one in your home. They're relatively easy to test. You just have to press the button. Sometimes it takes a little...
Use those firefighter muscles, Julie.
There you go.
It works, but it takes a little oomph. Anyway, you should have one of these inside every bedroom, hallways, one on every level of your house, and definitely outside of your kitchen, not necessarily inside of it. And your smoke detectors are good for about 7 to 10 years. If they're older than 10 years, you need to get a new one.
Right. And maybe get your kids involved with testing them. Make it something that they can do so that they can really learn about what keeps them safe.
Yep.
All right, so we've talked about what causes the fires and something we can do to protect yourself if there is one. But Nikki, what can we do in the event, that we need to talk to our kids about what to do if there ever is a fire so that they can stay safe?
Right. So, like Julie explained, smoke alarms are one of the most important ways to keep your family safe from fire, but it's also important to have a family escape plan. So I actually brought a poster here to show everyone. This is an example of a family escape plan. Every family escape plan should have key elements. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you have a meeting place. A meeting place is a special spot outside of the home and in front of your home, and it's where everybody goes and waits for the firefighters after they hear the smoke alarm. Make sure that your meeting place is somewhere stationary and it's visible so that the firefighters can see you and know that you got out safely. So good examples of a meeting place can be a tree in front of your home or even a mailbox. Secondly, you want to make sure that your family escape plan includes 2 ways out of every room in your house. Make sure that these exits are clear and not blocked by anything. And lastly, it's not enough to just have a family escape plan. You need to make sure that you're practicing your family escape plan. And this is especially important if you have children. They need to know exactly what to do when they hear the smoke alarm. A lot of children tend to hide or to not even wake up when the smoke alarm is sound. So you want to make sure that they know what to do, and that's to get out and go to the meeting place.
All right, good. So it sounds like practice is really important, but also talking to your kids. So we're talking to them about how to get out of the house, but what about fire prevention? What are some things that we need to talk to them about in terms of keeping them safe when there's not an active fire?
Well, it's never too early to start that fire safety conversation with your children. You want to make sure that they know what is acceptable to play with and what's not acceptable. And you want to make sure that they know what lighters and matches look like and understand that they are never to be touched. One way that we enforce this message in our puppet shows is through a game that we call the toolbox game. And I actually invited a friend today that would like to meet you all. Jerome, can you come out and say hello?
Is it already time, Miss Nikki?
It's time.
Hi, Jerome.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Jerome, can you speak a little louder?
Sure, Miss Nikki, is that better?
Yes. So
Perfect.
Jerome and I would like to show you what the toolbox game looks like. So Jerome,
Yes.
if you see something in my toolbox that is for children like yourself, I want you to put your thumbs up. And firefighter Julie and Ashley, you can participate as well. Now, if you see something that is for grown-ups, I want you to put your thumbs down. That means it's not for you and you should not touch it, okay, Jerome?
I'm all ready to play, Miss Nikki.
Okay. Well, we have a box of markers. What are our thumbs doing, Jerome?
The thumbs are gonna go out, Miss Nikki.
The thumbs go up, that's right. What about, this lighter?
Oh no, that's for grown-ups. Thumbs are down.
Thumbs down, and lighters make fire, and fire is super duper hot, right, Jerome?
You're right, it's very dangerous, Miss Nikki.
It could hurt you, so we need to stay away.
Stay away, it's not safe.
Good job, Jerome.
All right, high five, Jerome.
Yay,
Good job. So, all right, so Miss Nikki, you talked about lighters, and you showed a lighter, and it's like the standard-looking lighter that everyone knows about, but what are some other things in terms of lighter that we need to make parents aware of? They're not all like that.
That is an awesome question. So if you take a look here at this board, you see other lighters, not toys. So this can be really appealing to a young child. It's really important that you are avoiding things that are dangerous and enticing to children in your home. And on that note, you want to make sure that anything in your home that can hurt or burn your child is out of sight and out of reach. And it's even better if those things are locked away.
Awesome. So we've talked about matches and lighters and keeping them locked away and out of the reach of children, but what are some other things? What about hot liquids?
Oh, so that's a really good point. So unfortunately, a lot of our children get hurt and burned, skull burns from hot liquids. It's really important that you do establish kid-free zones in the home. Children should always stay 3 big steps away from anything that can burn them. And be mindful of hot liquids like soups or coffees or water. Never place them on the edge of counters or tables. Things like hot coffee can get as hot as 140 degrees, and that is scalding to a young child. And even bath time. It's a really fun time for us and the kids, but it can be really risky. So just out of curiosity, Julie and Ashley, how do you test your children's bath water?
I just dipped my hand in.
I did my elbow.
Okay, well, at least you're not throwing them in the bathtub, okay? But you should go a step further and make sure you know the temperature of the water. You can use a bathtub thermometer. You could even use a regular thermometer if you do not have a bathtub thermometer. And make sure that the temperature is between 90 and 100 degrees. And just another way to prevent scald burns in young children is to make sure that your hot water heater is set no hotter than 120 degrees.
Because kids' skin burns twice as fast.
That's
as grown-ups,
right.
right?
It takes their skin half the time to burn. So water could feel cool to you, but still feel very hot to them.
Awesome. Great. Well, Miss Nikki, is there anything else you wanted to talk to us about?
No, but we really do invite you to call us or visit our website if you have any questions. We would love to help you and walk you through any questions you may have.
And we'll have the information on how to contact us in a little bit. But Firefighter Julie, is there anything you wanted to share?
Well, the only thing I'd like to add is that start the conversation early with your children, that firefighters and EMTs are here to help you, and we're not people that they should be scared of. They're always welcome to call the fire station, come and visit the firefighters and EMTs, and see what we do on a day-to-day basis. We're happy to come and say hello.
All right, and do we have any questions? Okay, we have a question about fire extinguishers. So, Julie, everyone should have a fire extinguisher, right?
Well, I would say yes, however, a couple caveats. Make sure that you are comfortable using it, that it's always in a spot that is going to be near what you would be putting out, for example, in the kitchen, that it's properly stored, especially if you have kids, that you don't want them playing with it as a toy, because again, it probably looks pretty appealing. And also, it's never a substitute for calling 911.
That's really important.
Yes, it is.
You want the firefighters to come
Yes,
as
it
quickly
is.
as they can.
Very true.
So, all right, well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us. If you want more information about anything that we've talked about, you can call our Life Safety Education section. It's 703-246-3801, or you can visit our website. It's fairfaxcounty.gov/FR. Thanks. Can we get a round of applause for Miss Nikki and Firefighter Julie and Jerome? Thank you so much.
Thank you.